What is going on, everybody? It is the Kansas Dipper, ready to come at you guys with another dipping video here today on this Tuesday afternoon. It's about 5 o'clock and I'm in need of a dip, and I found a subject to make a video on. Now, normally I have had some people ask me, oh, when are you going to make a video? Well, honestly, I don't know. I try to make one every week. But sometimes I just, I would like to do dip reviews, but I kind of stay away from them. I know I have a couple, but I usually like to have something to talk about in my videos other than just talking about a dip. And the reason for that is if you type in any dip, it doesn't matter what brand, what flavor, any kind of dip, pretty much anything in the world. If you type it in on YouTube, there's a billion videos for everything. And so there's so many other of these reviews, and it's kind of a waste of time if there's already a billion fucking videos on a certain type of dip. So that's why I don't really, I'll do a review if I really want to, like if I really like something that I've never tried before, something like that. But most of the time I like ranting on things. I like getting my opinion out there, and I really enjoy having something to talk about and get my 2 cents and giving my opinion on things. So I'll try to make a video every week, not on a certain day, but probably I'll try to do one within a week of each video. But sometimes I just won't have anything to talk about, and that's mainly when I make videos. But luckily I have something to talk about. I thought about this. I wanted to make a video on this. So, as you can tell by the title, why Copenhagen is the best dip. Something along those lines. I'm not sure what I'm going to name this video yet, but I want to talk about why Copenhagen is the best dip that money can buy. Now, before we get this video started, I just want to have kind of a disclaimer. This is my personal opinion. I know everybody out there, every dipper has their own opinion on certain types of dips. Everybody has their own brand, everybody has their own flavor, everybody has their own cut, everybody has something that is their personal favorite and something that they really enjoy. But I'm a Copenhagen guy. That's mainly what I dip every single day. I hardly dip anything else. I know a lot of people that really enjoy Grizzly. I know a lot of people that really enjoy Skull. But this is just my personal opinion, and if you yourself are a fellow Copenhagen dipper, or if Copenhagen is your favorite brand, or if you think that Copenhagen is the best dip, then this video is for you. So as I ramble on for almost 3 minutes, we need to get our lip loaded. So what are we going to be dipping on today? You guessed it, we are going to be dipping on some of that Copenhagen Long Cut Original, the best dip there is, the best dip there ever was, and the best dip there ever will be. Copenhagen Long Cut. This is a fresh can. This is the last can out of my log, I believe. I think so. I got one more can. So this is one of the cans out of the log. It is uncracked. So we are going to get this. Cracked. We are going to pop our fingernail underneath there, because God knows that it's impossible to open up a can of dip with your fingernail. I mean, you need some sort of fancy contraption to crack open your dip cans. If you know what I mean. And if any Spitbud representative is watching, yeah, your product sucks dick and you should kill yourself. Wow, that escalated quickly. But we are going to get us a nice pinch. Copenhagen Long Cut, I love it, but man, Copenhagen Long Cut Original gyps you out of a pinch worse than any dip. But this is the nectar of the gods, and this is God's favorite dip, I believe. And I noticed they're starting to put these things on the tin lid. Normally that's not there, but I think they just do this when they release the camo cans. I don't know. Let me know if you know for a fact. But we are going to get our lip loaded here, and I'm going to get my pinchers in here, and we are going to get us a nice little dipski of this Copenhagen Long Cut. And that is a pretty good size lippy. And we will close that up. Mud jug of the day is the Thrasher Mud Jug. That is correct, the Thrasher Mud Jug. This is one of my favorites. I think this thing is sick as tits. not to try to copy Outlaw or anything, but I really do dig this mud jug. I got it within the first like 5 days that it came out. I saw this thing and I was like, I need that. So that is the mud jug of the day. One more thing before we get this video started, before we get into the topic. I've had this for a while, but I wanted to show it off now. And I don't think I have in a previous video, but I could be wrong. So this might be pointless, me showing you. But I got a fancy new tin lid in the mail from the good old folks down there at Red Seal. And I actually flipped the fuck out when I got this. I forgot what it was or who it was from, because this took literally like 5 months to get here. Seriously, no exaggeration, literally like 4 or 5 months. But it's a fancy new tin lid. And it kind of sucks because it only fits on Red Seal. This is an expired can. I've just had it on there forever. I've had this for maybe a month now. But fancy new tin lid. It says "This is America." It's got the bars and stars on there. So I thought that was pretty cool. So let's get into the video, the main subject. I have notes. I feel kind of fancy because I made notes over here. So that is what I'm going to be looking over to the side for if I start looking over to the side, but I think we will just put it right here. So, first thing about Copenhagen, first reason why I believe it is the best dip out there is the cut. The cut and the texture of Copenhagen is fucking amazing. Now what we are dipping on today, Copenhagen Long Cut Original, some people say this is more of a mid cut. And I would kind of agree, but even though it's not as long cut as like Copenhagen Wintergreen Long Cut or any other brand's long cut, it still pinches very well. The cut and the texture of Copenhagen, it's perfect. Skull's texture feels a little fluffy to me, and Grizzly's texture, it's similar to Copenhagen, but it's a lot more, like there's a lot more pieces of long cut in Grizzly, if that makes any sense. But first reason, the cut, it feels great in the lip. It's real easy to pinch, even though this is kind of a mid cut, but it still has that wax in there. So you rub it up against the can, real easy to throw fatties in. The cut and the texture, it's fucking amazing. Next is the flavor. Now, Copenhagen to me has always had the best flavor, whether it's straight, wintergreen, natural, anything like that. And my battery's dying. Sorry, I had to click that real quick. So I need to get rolling. But, what was I on? Flavor. So the flavor to me, it's just, with Grizzly, to me, you can always taste a little bit of a plastic. And of course, with cheaper brands like Longhorn and Kayak and Timberwolf, you can always taste like plastic, and you can tell that it's artificial. You can tell that, it's not really processed well. I don't know. You can just tell that, it's not that high quality, and you can taste, it's really artificial, and you can taste some of the plastic. But I've never had that with Copenhagen. And also, the flavor with Copenhagen lasts longer than I think any other dip out there. Grizzly's flavor does last a little bit long, probably about the same, but it loses flavor. To me, Copenhagen takes a long time to lose flavor. I can have this in for maybe 45 minutes, an hour, probably even longer than that, and still have, a pretty good amount of flavor. Whereas, some other brands, they just don't, their flavor just doesn't last that long. That's the second reason, flavor. Every flavor is fucking amazing, no artificial, and it lasts forever. Next point we got here is pinchability. Pinchability, it stays together when you're going, I think I've already kind of touched on this, but pinchability. Pinchability at Copenhagen, it's just out of this world good. It's real easy to get fatties in. You can just go in there once, there you go. And some other brands, it kind of falls apart, and you have to go in for a couple pinches. But pinchability at Copenhagen, you can't beat it. Next reason is packability in the lip. I hardly ever get floaters with Copenhagen because it's just such a great cut, and it packs together in the lip real well. Like I said, I never get any floaters, never get any in the back of my throat unless it's Copenhagen Snuff. You get a lot of floaters, but hey, that's with any fine cut, right? But other brands, some other brands, long cuts, you get a lot of flavors. I mean, a lot of floaters. And even as I'm talking right now, it's still staying in place really nice. I don't have any going in the back of my throat, anything like that. It's staying in place nice and good. Now, this next point, it might apply a little bit, but I put range of flavors. Now, I know brands like Skull, they have all these fruity flavors and everything, and that's great. But, you know, Copenhagen, you know, they just have all the main flavors. They even have their own, you know, like Copenhagen Southern Blend. They have an extra long cut, which I believe only 2 brands have an extra long cut, Grizzly and Copenhagen. So they just have a variety of dips, you know, just a bunch of different varieties, and yeah. Next is availability, and I know this is kind of weird, but Copenhagen, you know, it's available everywhere, and I know a lot of places, whenever I go on vacation or anything, I notice that they don't have, you know, a lot of Timberwolf, or they don't have a lot of Grizzly, or they don't have a lot of Stokers, or they don't have a lot of Skull even sometimes, but they don't have a lot of Red Seal, but they always have every Copenhagen, and I think that's because I think that just goes to show that Copenhagen is the best, because it is literally everywhere that you fucking go. It's just, I mean, every flavor that Copenhagen has, it's everywhere, except, you know, the mint and whatever. And I hear that they're making snus now, which is kind of crazy. But, you know, the main flavors, they're fucking everywhere. I know some places still don't have Southern Blend, but again, that's not really a main flavor. That's fairly new. Only came out, I believe, 2.5, 3 years ago, maybe 2. So, yeah, those are just a couple reasons, guys, that why I think that Copenhagen is the best dip. Again, I know that, you know, a lot of people, their everyday dip is Grizzly, and Skull and Stokers and all this, but again, this is just my personal opinion on why I believe Copenhagen is the best dip that money can buy. So, you know, not everybody's going to agree, you know, and I fully understand. And also, I want to hear your guys' feedback. Let me know what you guys think the best dip is. If you agree with any of my points in this video, what's your favorite dip, what's your everyday dip, and all that stuff. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. So, I guess I can do a little bit of a review on this Copenhagen long cut now that I'm done with the main subject. Not a lot of people like this dip. I don't know why, but I think a lot of dippers need flavors, which is cool. Smell, just a rich tobacco smell. The fresh, like when you get a fresh can of Cope long cut, that's when it smells the best. Just a rich fucking tobacco scent. Smells amazing. It's in a fiberboard can, which I believe gives it a lot better flavor, and I believe it makes it last a lot longer. And the taste, man, it's just a rich tobacco taste. You just get that full tobacco flavor. I love it. So anyway, guys, like I said, feel free to drop a comment. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback on this video. But I think that's about it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the Kansas Dipper. I really appreciate it. I'd really also appreciate it if you guys would give this video a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. So, that is it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the Kansas Dipper. Always be a man and reach for that can, because if it ain't dip, it ain't shit. And get yourself a